Welcome everybody, and welcome to Inspire SA. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening, and hopefully they also enjoyed their weekend. Also had a wonderful weekend. Today for Inspire SA, we have a special guest on the show on with us here on the show today. I won't introduce him much, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. And we have our PM, program manager, if that term is correct, of Europe, Middle East, and Africa of the Microsoft Student Learning Ambassador Program. And his name is Aaron Blum, if I pronounce it correctly. And without any further ado, welcome Aaron to the show. Stage is yours. Welcome, welcome.
Great, thank you.
And would you like to say some greetings to the audience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you like to say some greetings to the audience?
Yeah, hopefully, and I apologize in advance if there's any lag in my video. I know sometimes, as far as we have come with technology, sometimes things don't always still work perfectly. So hopefully my connection works well. Yeah, thank you everyone who is attending, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to just talk a little bit with you and share a little bit about my journey and what that has been like. But yeah, just to kind of expand a little bit on the introduction. So my name is Aaron, and I am the Community Program Manager, or CPM, sometimes we are referred to as, for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa program in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program, which is kind of a lot to say. Sometimes you'll hear people abbreviate it as MLSA, and that's what it stands for, so if you're curious about that. So it's a big region that I am responsible for. We currently have about 1,300 student ambassadors in the region in over 60 countries. So it's a big region, it's a diverse region, and that's one of the reasons that I love it so much, that I'm really happy to be a part of this region. And we also have some just amazing, wonderful student ambassadors who are really active in their communities, which is really what this program is all about. So in terms of me, I joined the program back in January of 2020, so I've been in this role for about a year and a half, and it's been amazing so far. It's gone by really fast, but I've gotten to really get to know some amazing people, in the program, which is for me the best part. Before I joined this program, I spent really all of my previous years, professional years, working in customer service and contact center management in the video game industry. So for a couple of different companies in the gaming industry. And really, it's funny, I kind of got into the field by accident. I had gone to school for advertising, and I thought that I would go into advertising. And when I just decided that that was not the direction I wanted to go in, the first job that I took was just working for an early online gaming company. So this was back when online gaming was still really new and nowhere close to what it is today. So that was a kind of a pioneering technology, and it was exciting to be a part of that. And that just ended up growing into a long career that I've had. I worked for about 20 years in the gaming industry before taking this role, which is, there's a lot different, but there's also a lot of similarities. Obviously, I'm still involved with technology, which is wonderful, and I'm getting to be a part of cutting edge things and seeing new advancements. But also, there's definitely still that customer service aspect, which is really, what my passion is. Helping people. That's what I've made a career out of. And now the student ambassadors are my clients, are my customers, and my role is to make sure that the student ambassadors in my region are getting the most out of the program that they possibly can, and that it's a positive experience for them. So whatever it is I can try and help with, I do my very best. If I can't answer a question, I will try and find the person who can. But about me, I'm certainly happy to answer questions if people have them. But I guess that's kind of an overview that I'll start with.
Awesome. Thank you for that. You gave us an early warning about your internet connection, so I can't complain about it. So when you watch the replay, I'm sure we'll get the viewers will get to hear properly the message that you get across. And from your quick overview, you've said quite a lot, and I don't even know where to start asking questions from. So, you mentioned professionally you work you work more as a retail support, like more with clients. So that means your specialty was like to help people or to help communicate better with people. Would that be like good enough to say? Your
Yes.
special skill with your job
Yes. So
professionally. Did I put it in the correct phrase? Because I was struggling to find it.
So I am not a programmer or coder. I am a customer service person. So that's where my skills lie. I think is in just communication skills, talking with people, answering questions. As I got further into my career, I did start to add a business element to that, where I was setting up call centers, and I was fortunate to be able to do work both in my own country, the United States, but also internationally, where I spent quite a bit of time working in other countries like India and the Philippines. So that certainly was something that I didn't know how to do going in. I had to learn on the job, and I think if I have one message maybe that I could convey would be don't be afraid to take on new challenges and to try things, even if they feel scary or you feel like you may not know exactly what to do. Because it's okay to fail. We all try and fail, and that's how you learn, and that's how you gain new skills. So when I first started doing that, I didn't know what to do. I was learning as I went, and I had people that were there to help me and mentor me. But that's how I kind of made the transition from being a call center person where I was the one taking the calls and answering questions to someone who was setting up call centers and really working from that side of it and kind of the business development side. So yeah, that's definitely one learning that I had along the way is don't be afraid to do things that are a little bit scary or seem really challenging, because that's how you will move yourself forward.
That's true. So you told us how the starting off, it was kind of scary, and now you went along to build your own business and come out and meet interesting people. Now, the Microsoft Student Learning Ambassador Program offers the same aspect, but people do not really know importance of networking is or how crucial it is. We only like see ambassadors who've graduated, they get jobs. Yeah, Microsoft, they're big tech companies. But how did they get that? Can you please? I know you've elaborated a bit, but can you emphasize more on the importance of networking and how the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program it gives us a platform to or a boost to reach to reach that ability to be able to network with people, to be able to network with companies and meet people. Like recently, we had Scott on the show, and like we got to meet Scott Hanselman for like through the program, you know. So can you tell us the viewers more on the opportunities like I've just mentioned now? I hope the question makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I think that this program, offers an opportunity for networking that I don't know you could get anywhere else, because it's meeting not just people in Microsoft and
mm,
having the opportunity to meet people that are already in Microsoft or other tech companies, but meeting other future leaders, other future industry professionals that are your fellow student ambassadors, and they're from all over the world. So, the ability to make connections here, to get to know people, and you never know when those people will come back into your life. Whether it's when you are looking for a position, and all of a sudden you see that on LinkedIn that you are connected to someone at that company, and it's someone that you interacted with, or maybe hosted some events with during your student ambassador program time. Things like that are so valuable, and that's why I say just reach out, work with people, talk with people, get to know people, um, connect with them on LinkedIn, of course, and all of that, because you never know where your path is going to take you. And once you have a good relationship with someone, you will find that most of those people are happy to help you, are happy to give advice or put in a good word for you if you're applying at a particular company where they are either working, or perhaps they know someone. um, and that's why even for someone like myself, someone who's old and been working forever, it's still really important for me to keep growing my network, and maintaining the network that I already have, which means reaching out to people and just kind of keeping those relationships alive. Because again, I don't know where my path will take me, but I know that it will be easier when I know people, and there are people there that can provide assistance, or speak up for me if I need a recommendation, and also just provide advice. I mean,
mm,
there's such a wealth of experience with the people that are working on the student ambassador program, other MVPs or Microsoft Most Valuable Professionals. Just an incredible resource of experience that I'm sure they are not only happy to share, but excited to share. Um, and again, that's one of the
that's
things that
true.
really makes me happy about working with the student ambassador program, is that I know I'm working with future leaders in the technology world. I'm working with people who someday I'll be able to say I knew them back then, and now they're a big shot at some companies. So um, that's a great thing.
Mm,
But networking is so important, and should not be overlooked. Of course, your own skills and your own abilities are very, very important as well. But getting to know people and building that network is critical.
that's true. Really, really, that's true. So whilst we're speaking about the Microsoft Learn Ambassador program, can you directly define it for us in your word as a PM? So we know about it's good in networking, it can help us find jobs, it comes with all this cool benefit, but really, can you define what is the program all about, or the definition of, or what makes the program what it is today, for people who don't know or who are watching
Sure.
and want to know more about the Microsoft Learning? Michael,
Yeah. So the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program is a program for university students, and it is an application program. It's not open to everyone. It is selective. It does require an application to be a part of it. But really what it is all about, as far as I'm concerned, is it's an opportunity to grow and develop your own personal knowledge and skills, to expand on what you're learning in school by having direct access to other industry professionals, and most importantly to other students around the world. So you get a real global perspective. A student in Africa can work on a program with a student in Australia, or a student in Russia can work on a program, on a project or a presentation with a student in Brazil. And that's a perspective that not everyone is able to get. So yes, there are some nice benefits that come with the program. Some access subscriptions to various software packages. We send out a little swag box with some cool stuff. But the real benefit is the people, and who you get to work with, the knowledge that you can share with people, online and by working with them. And that's really what it is. Now, I would say the other component that I hope the program, is really about for most of the ambassadors, is also not just an opportunity to better yourself, but to better your community, to make your own local community stronger by hosting events, by sharing technology with people in your community that may not, have as much access to it as we would like everyone to have. So with a lot of ambassadors working to better their own local communities, then we start to see the global community is benefiting from this program. So whether it is, we've had some ambassadors work on some really fascinating projects, such as a project designed to help farmers better identify issues or problems with their crops, so that they could have more productive crop growing. And this was a project that a student ambassador was working on and then sharing with their own local community. So it's a program for you to better yourself, and also for you to be able to benefit and grow and strengthen your community.
True that. So, like you also mentioned previously, you just mentioned that it's a selective program where you have to be selected in order for you to enter the program. And before I ask the question based on that, for me, I also believe that it's like a practice round for what we expect in the real world, or for what we expect in the industry. So, like earlier on, you're speaking about networking, communicating, and stuff. We get to practice it here in within this community, in within this program, to learn to network with other people, to meet people across the world, so that when we go in the industry, we have these valuable skills to enhance, or that will help us in our respective jobs that we will be doing in the future in our respective companies. That's also why, as you said, it's all about the people. It's the people that makes the program, not the benefits and what it is, the people. So that is like my take on the ambassador program. And also, just to add on to what you just said, um, since you mentioned that it's a selective program, it's true, you have to apply, and we will send the link for the application. Can you tell us more about the application process? From what I know, or from what we know, it's quarterly according to the American school calendar. So can you tell us more about the registration process and what exactly you look for when applications coming through?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So, and that's correct. We do review applications quarterly, 4 times a year, but it's open to apply all throughout the year. So whenever you want to submit an application, you certainly can. And then when we reach that next quarterly marker, we start, myself and the other CPMs and other administrators in the program begin reviewing applications. So we review every single application that comes in, and that means hundreds and hundreds of application reviews that we do 4 times a year, and I'm about to start doing them. June is the month that we review applications from the previous 3 months. And then July is when we announce the new group of accepted student ambassadors. We call it a cohort. So we have 4 cohorts per year, or 4 new classes of student ambassadors per year. So you apply from the website. There's a big button to press, that says apply now after you have created your login for the site. And it consists of questions, essentially, that we ask applicants to complete so that we understand you better, and we have a chance to get to know you as a candidate. One of the questions does need to be submitted as a video, so I can certainly give some advice on that. But before I talk just about the video answer, just for all of the questions, the best advice I can give is be yourself. Share your real experiences with us, and let your passion for technology and your passion for wanting to make the world a better place, let that come through in your answers. It doesn't have to be an incredibly long answer. Don't feel like you have to give us 5 pages worth of a story about yourself. But also, I should say, don't make it too short. When I see an answer and it just simply says, I like technology because it's really exciting, that doesn't tell me a whole lot about you and why you want to be a part of this program. So, put some time into your answers, and really, make those answers reflect you as an individual, because that is what we are looking for. We are looking for different individuals, different personalities, different things, because that's what makes the program great, is to have a wide variety. So definitely, put some time and thought into your answers and make them about you and your experiences. Now, for the video answer, some things that you can do that help me as someone reviewing these applications. Try to find somewhere quiet. I know that, depending on where each of us live, it may be quieter than some other areas. Try to make sure, that we can hear what you're saying without there being a lot of background noise. And if that means watching your own video before you submit it, just to make sure that you are audible and that, what you're saying can be heard clearly, then that's a good idea. Maybe watch your own video before you actually submit it. The other thing is, there is a section where you can include links to your online, help us understand your online presence. So whether that's a link to an online blog that you contribute to or operate, if you have any videos, technical videos that you have created, and have on YouTube, you can share the link to that. Your GitHub, profile, as well as your LinkedIn profile, and we even ask for Instagram and Twitter, if you have those. And the more you can share with us, to let us kind of have a view into your online presence, I think the better that helps us understand you as a candidate, and it certainly helps with the application. It doesn't mean you have to fill in every single option there. If you don't use Twitter, then don't feel like you have to put a Twitter link in there. I actually don't use Twitter, which people think, a lot of people think is weird, but it's not really one of the social media platforms that I use. But whatever you can include, it's worth including, because that helps us get a more complete picture of you as a candidate. But that's really the best advice I can give for the application process is be yourself. We want to see the real you. Don't feel like you have to copy someone else's answer. Don't feel like you should go on YouTube and look for a video of someone else and what they submitted, because again, we don't want you to copy someone else. We want you to be yourself, and show us the true you. And if you have any questions, about that, I'm happy to answer questions. I know other folks, other student ambassadors are usually happy to answer questions about the application process. But I hope that all of you who are watching decide to apply. And I guess one other thing, that I could say is it is a selective program. We don't admit everyone who applies. And what that means is sometimes there are people who are great applicants who have really strong applications who, were just not able to admit in one particular class because of the number of other quality applications that we received. So if you apply and you don't happen to get in, please don't be discouraged. It doesn't mean you were a bad candidate or that, there was, something really wrong with your application. And I hope that you'll choose to apply again. Of course, my hope is that if you apply, we will admit you because it will be a great application, and I hope to be the one to review it. But again, I really encourage everyone who thinks that this program might be beneficial to you to take the time and apply, and I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Awesome. Just put the screen here so as you are talking, it will have been showing as well. So just as Aaron just mentioned, there's a big blue button here, apply now. You create your account. After creating your account, you answer the questions as Aaron said, and the video as well. So this is the website, the link that we'll put in the description box. As Aaron has just explained the process of the application process for the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program. So you've mentioned some really interesting points. So I got introduced to the program through Homo. And he introduced it to me since I was in high school, and I only had to wait till varsity or college and then the States for me to apply. So since high school until college, I had to wait to apply. So I finally applied, and whilst doing the application, as you said, I had to be myself because now when I'm recommending the program to my friends, to other classmates, on campus and stuff, they find a hard time when applying or trying to register for the program because they're not being themselves. They're trying to make it fancy. They ask us for help, Now coming from you, it just solves everything. Be yourself, And I hope that they've taken that into consideration. May I ask, why is it only limited to the varsity students or college students? Why can't also high school students apply? Because I feel, or I think it will also be better for them to be exposed at an early age to Azure and all the awesome Microsoft technologies that are being offered. Just a question.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know specifically why the program is only open to university students. I think that's just the way the program was designed. I agree. I think that access to technology and exposure to things like Azure are critically important to high school or secondary school age students. And personally, I would love it if Microsoft did have kind of an official program for high school age students. I think that would be wonderful, and maybe we will see that at some point in the future. But one other thing I can share is that is a great opportunity for student ambassadors who are wondering, how can I make an impact in my community? That's a great idea right there. And one of the student ambassador-led programs that I have been the most proud of is an initiative that student ambassadors in Nigeria undertook, and now I'm seeing it in other countries as well, where they went out into their communities and worked with students in high schools that did not have a lot of exposure to technology, and really worked with these students. And in many cases, these high school age students went on to submit projects to Imagine Cup, the Imagine Cup Junior program, which is a Microsoft program in which students submit projects that are designed to better their communities through technology. So if you're not sure about what the Imagine Cup is, go ahead and look that up online as well. There's lots of information there. That was a great example of the Student Ambassador Program being what I think it is meant to be, which is getting out there and helping the community. And I was so proud to be able to support that and help those ambassadors with that initiative, because I know they made a real difference, and they continue to make a real difference doing that. So that's a long answer to a short question, but I don't know specifically why it's not open to high school students. But at this time, as you said, it is only open to university level students. Maybe we'll see something change in the future, though.
I know it's fun as it is. So just as we said, we also think about the future, and that's why the people, my fellow colleagues in the Nigeria, they did they went to high school students, and it's a good example because we're even replicating it here in SA, and just seeing the expressions in their faces and seeing what they're able to do is just very astonishing. And yeah, you people behind the scenes like you make it possible. So a big shout out to you, Pablo, the team. It's all down to you guys.
For those who don't know, our global program director is named Pablo, and so he is in charge of everything, all of the different regions, and he also is in charge of Imagine Cup. So he is very busy. Sometimes he'll be able to do calls like this, and I know that he enjoys doing that when he is able to. But that's a name that, especially once you are in the program, a name that you get to know well is Pablo, because he will make posts or announcements and things. And for those wondering, he is our global director.
That's true. That's true. So the next question that I'd like to ask is, how does it feel managing a whole variety of students, of ambassadors? It's hectic. It's really hectic, and plus you got Africa, Asia, Europe. That's like very, very huge. So how do you do it? Can you? I know there's non-disclosure, but you can just share a bit of experience here in there. So
yeah, I mean, for me, as I mentioned, I view all of the ambassadors in my region as my customers. So coming from a customer service background, it's really important to me that when I get a question, I try and answer it. I try and answer it as quickly as I can, and provide the assistance that is being requested. We have a lot of channels that ambassadors can use to contact. So we have Teams, Microsoft Teams, which is where really we do most of our communicating, and we try actually to have most of our discussions and questions come in on Microsoft Teams. So we have a special or a separate tenant, it's called, for student ambassadors. So this is a group, if you will, on Teams that only student ambassadors can access. And I receive a lot of questions on there. Every day I come in, I start up, my computer and I look to see, all of the questions that have come in there from student ambassadors. And those are the ones that I try to answer first. Sometimes I'm not able to get to all of the questions in one day. And I feel really bad about that because I want to, but sometimes it takes me a couple of days, especially if it's over the weekend. So, for example, right now, I'm Monday. It's Monday morning for me because I'm in the United States, on the west coast of the United States. So it's a little bit after 9 in the morning for me here. So I'm still catching up on all of my questions from over the weekend. But usually most days I can answer those questions, before lunchtime or so. And then I start looking at email. I get emails into my student ambassador email address from students. And then we also have an online ticketing system where student ambassadors can email us. And actually, you don't have to be a student ambassador. If you have a question, you can email this address as well, which is SA-help. I'll put it in the chat. SA-help at student ambassador, or at I think it's at Microsoft.com. Actually, now I should double check that. And that allows you to submit a ticket into our ticketing system, where we have someone who focuses on those tickets. His name is Maddie, and then if there's a particular question that needs to be answered by a CPM, such as myself, then Maddie will reassign those tickets to that CPM. So you can also submit a question that way if you're not able to access Teams. So, for example, if you are not a member of Student Ambassador Program yet, then you would not be able to use our Teams tenant to ask a question, but you can always use that email address. So I'll just put that in there as well. And yeah, I mean, that is probably the biggest part of my job is just answering questions and trying to provide assistance to the student ambassadors. Some of the other responsibilities that I have, though, I review events. So when student ambassadors host events and report them to us on our website, that is also something that requires a review and approval, and that is something that I take part in. We have milestones in the program. So when an ambassador first joins, they're called a new ambassador, and then when they complete a Microsoft learning path and report that to us, then we advance them to alpha milestone. And then when the ambassador hosts their first event and reports that to us, then I review that, or one of the other CPMs reviews that, and that is what advances the ambassador to the beta milestone. So that's another big area that I spend a lot of time on. And then, I try to be as engaged as I possibly can with, the community, with my region. So whether it's attending events or speaking on certain events, sometimes I will give little presentations.
Sorry, you're still there.
I went black there for a second. I wasn't sure if I lost my connection.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry. One other thing you've probably discovered about me is that I can talk a lot. So
No.
sorry again for the long answer.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like I told you, we just get into the program and then we do our events. We always wonder what's going on behind the scenes. I could even show you the chat right now with my team. It's like when they heard that we're having you on the show, they really got excited because we're finally getting to see behind the scenes the people that make this awesome program possible. So yeah, so really just speak, and it's really inspiring, really it is. So thank you for that insight. Now we know why our questions take long, or why things take long, because it's really busy and you only a one-man team out of many, so it's understandable. So the next part of the question I want to ask, you've touched on the beta milestones, the milestones available in the program. The next part I want to ask is, what's next after you've come into your program and you've completed your 3 years? So I think I forgot to mention that. So the Microsoft Learning Student Ambassador is available for university students, as Aaron mentioned, and it's available for a certain amount of time for basically your whole duration of your course or your study or your time on campus or university. So after your time is up, what's next? What's the next route or the next step after finishing or serving your time in the program?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, so, whether your career after you finish school, whether that leads you to Microsoft or to another, company, regardless of where your path takes you, one thing that, is a possibility is, I think I mentioned it earlier as well, but the MVP program. So that's the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional program. And again, that's something that you can get more information on, by doing a search. And essentially what that is that is a group of technology professionals. Again, like the Student Ambassador Program, this is a global program. So there are MVPs in almost every country, if not every country. And these are professionals who are interested in giving back, in sharing their knowledge and experience with their communities and also with students and future technology, professionals, which is why, MVPs are usually thrilled to, step in and answer a question from a student ambassador or provide mentorship and guidance. In many cases, give a talk or a presentation that a student ambassador is hosting. So that is, definitely one avenue that, student ambassadors can pursue after you have finished school, is to kind of continue on the journey by being a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional. But whether you choose to pursue that or just, focus primarily, on your own career growth and development, our hope is that as an alumni graduate from the program, that you will stay in touch with us, that you will stay in touch with your fellow ambassadors, whether that is, on LinkedIn, just by, keeping in touch there and making connections there. Or also, just volunteering to talk at events that ambassadors are hosting, and then, just continue to share your experiences that way. But the future is wide open. The future is yours to take. So I hope you will, choose to pursue it and go after it and grab it. And if I can help with that, that's what I want to do.
Awesome.
If people ask, what is it that I love about this role the most, it's the ambassadors, it's the people. I love interacting with the students. I love meeting new people. I have a passion. I love getting to learn about new areas of the world, new countries that I have not had a chance to visit yet. And so some of the conversations I have with ambassadors are not even about technology. They're about, what's your favorite food there? Like what is it like there? I love just to get to know people in that way as well. That's I guess what I can say. But you're at an exciting time, in your life. Those of you that are students watching this, this is an exciting time. I remember back, when I was in school, and the future, just seemed wide open, and it is. It's wide open. Just take every opportunity that you're given, and I think that great things will happen.
Awesome. Thank you for that. There's some questions in the chat. First of all, we got Spelele who's greeting you. Hi, Aaron. And
hello.
We also he follows up by asking a question. I think I asked this question. So Spelele or Tori, you just have to go back a few minutes back because I already asked this question. So thank you for that. So the next part of the question, now since we're about to close, we have like a few more minutes left to go air on the show. Enough about the Microsoft Learn Ambassador program, and a bit back to you. Honestly, I'm a gaming fan, and I saw that you worked at EA Sports
for 9 years. Yeah. 9 years
Wow, yeah.
I was with Electronic Arts.
Wow, that's really awesome. Can you tell us about the experience there as well, like your experience working at EA Sports, one of the biggest gaming companies in the world? Like, I'm
Yeah,
speechless right now.
yeah,
Right.
it was so much fun. It was it was a lot of hard work because EA, one of the biggest software developers in the world, there were games coming out all year, multiple games. So I know internationally, one of the big ones that people enjoy is FIFA, the soccer or football title. But there were lots and lots of titles coming out all throughout the year, and I had to prepare to support those. So I had to learn about each of those games. I had to work with the quality assurance teams that were testing those games to make sure we knew what kind of issues there might be. And then, once those games launch, we have to support them and make sure that the customers are having a positive experience.
Mm. You still there, Aaron? Oh, I think Aaron cut. Yeah, I think Aaron cut. He did apologize for the connection. He's having connection, a bit of lag on with his internet. So I think he just cut for a few minutes. He should be back on. So if you're watching, if you have any questions for Aaron, please don't hesitate to ask the questions in the comment section. And we'll put all the respective links that Aaron has told us about also in the comment section. So still waiting for Aaron. Mm. Oh, you back?
Okay, sorry. I disconnected my internet and reconnected. Um, so I was just talking about EA and what that was like. But it was it was an amazing journey, and I'm still, even though I haven't worked there in almost 12 years, when I talk about networking, I still keep in touch with all the people, so many people that I worked with there, and and I'm really good friends with now, even though we have all kind of moved on to new companies. So, but yeah, that was a fun, exciting time in my career. I got to do travel for work, and be a part of games, which I love. I still play a lot of video games. Um, but interestingly, from there, EA, it's not as big a company as Microsoft. Microsoft is a huge company, but EA was a big company. It had about, at the time anyway, about 6,000 employees around the world. But the next company that I went to go work with was a small video game company that was just getting started, and they only had one game, and there were only 50 people at the entire company. So a very different experience, and so that's, I'm really happy that I got to experience both a huge company and also a very small company, and what it's like at each of those. And, I'm sure for each of you, that will be something that you experience. Some of you will go to large companies and be one of hundreds, if not thousands, of employees, and some of you will go to small companies where, there might only be 10 or 20 or 30 employees, and it's a very different experience. But they're both really fascinating. Both of those environments. So wherever you end up, it will be exciting, I'm sure.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. Really, we've got more questions in the chat. So, Spelele again is asking, what do you primarily do at Microsoft aside being our PM? Good question.
So, and that is an interesting question. If you look at my LinkedIn profile, you'll probably see that my current employer is listed as Collabra. So I work on what is called a managed service. So I work for a company that is a partner to Microsoft, and So in that sense, I am not a Microsoft employee. I am a kind of a partner of Microsoft working for a partner company. But this is my role. This is all I do. My job is as a PM for this program. So what you see is what you get. there's not any other kind of responsibilities outside of this program that I have.
Awesome. I hope you answered, Spelele. I hope you answered. Another thank you for, another shout out here from Somalese. Hi, Aaron. I love the ambassador community that's helped me improve and grow while upskilling others. Thank you so much for the amazing work, you guys. So this is what I was
Thank you.
just telling you about. The all the ambassadors just happen to wonder what's going on behind the scenes, and this is just an example. Again, Spelele is asking, lastly, does your day-to-day task look as an MS employee and a PM for us ambassadors? I don't get the question.
But
Do you
it
get the question?
changes. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it changes when we have different things going on. So there's kind of a normal period where where things are most of the time, and on those days I come in, I answer questions that have come in during my nighttime or over my weekend. So I answered those questions. I think I talked a little bit before, but I spend a good amount of time reviewing events that ambassadors have submitted, and that's a lot of what I do because 1,300 currently there are 1,300 student ambassadors in the EMEA region, or Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. So it's a lot of students, and it does take a lot of effort and time just making sure that I've answered questions that have come in and provided help there. I am the CPM that is responsible for sending out the swag kits. So when ambassadors reach beta milestone, we send out a box of goodies that has some swag items in it. And that actually is my responsibility for all of the regions. CPMs have some different roles that we each, manage that are not specific to our region, and that one is mine. So I get a lot of questions about, where is my package, or my package got stuck in customs, and then I have to try and figure out what went wrong and why the package did not get delivered. So I spend a lot of time doing that. And then, as I mentioned, I'm about to start the month where I review applications. So I will, for the next month during June, a lot of my time, at least half of my time, will be spent just reviewing applications. And everything else, I don't want to say gets put to the side. I still, of course, answer questions that come in and things like that. But I'll be spending a lot of time also on applications. And that's that's my role. That's pretty much what I do each and every day. And then sometimes new things will come up and I'll have to jump on that. But in terms of just giving you an overview, I think that's the best I can say.
Wow. Again, Spelele, I hope you answered again. I feel like we're just making we are asking the same questions over and over and over, because all the ambassadors are very curious. Awesome. So as I said, we're about to reach time. We like have 5 minutes left of airtime. So earlier on, the beginning of the episode, you mentioned that you're in management, you customer support, and everything. So as I also look at your resume, you have leadership and management, and those are very, very crucial skills to have. Where no matter in a career, in a personal life, or anywhere you go. So, can you give us, or can you emphasize the importance of this in an advice form or in an advice format, so that it can help us wherever we are going or wherever we may find ourselves in life? Like you mentioned, wherever after the program, we don't know where we might end up, but having these crucial skills here can be a big boost wherever we end up. Can you elaborate on that as well?
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to. And that's something that I actually give presentations on. And I host some events in the program here. Just on professional skills that you can develop, and these are skills that aren't so much technical in nature. They are, they don't have to do with whatever your specific field of study is, but more just how you can prepare yourself to be a successful professional, no matter what field you go into, or no matter what your career ends up being. I actually, and I'll be happy to share this. I'll see if I can. I don't know. Can I share a document in the chat? I'm not sure if I can, but I'll find some way of sharing this with you. And it's something I maintain called a professional skills development checklist. And
May even
it
share your
has,
screen if you
let's
want.
see. Okay. I haven't used StreamYard before, so let's see. Share. I'll see if I can share.
No, you can just
share screen.
You can share, and then I'll pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a bit like one of a surprise presentation.
So are you able to see what I'm sharing? Okay, yeah. So, and it may be a little bit small. I don't know if you're not able to see it or not, but these are things that I talk about with students and people who are preparing to become professionals. And these are also things that I discuss with employees when I am managing other people. And these are ways that you can just prepare to be a more effective professional once you enter the workplace. So everything from analytical thinking to listening, how you listen, and to other people, resourcefulness, responsiveness. These are all kind of qualities and skills that you can hone in on and focus on. And the reason I call it a checklist is because I encourage people to really step back and give an honest assessment of where they feel they are in each of these areas, because that helps you focus in on where you need to develop. Now, I don't list anything as a shortcoming or an area that you're lacking. It is simply a development opportunity. It's an opportunity to get stronger in a particular area. So I encourage you not to think of it as a weakness if you would like to further develop any of these areas, but just an opportunity for growth. But this is something that I talk about a lot when I manage other people. So currently, I'm not managing any other employees. But when I do manage other employees, this is something that I work on with them. But I think it's also useful for people who are preparing to enter the professional kind of working world, to understand what kinds of skills are important and what will help you be more successful. Whether you are a programmer, or whether you are a chef, or whether you are a teacher, all of these are things that can be applied to your career. So I'll make every effort to make this document available to you and answer any questions that you have, although probably can't do it on this call since we're running out of time, I think.
Yeah. We will always make sure that we have this content available for our viewers and people watching, because, like I said, it's really very crucial skills to have, and as you've just emphasized it right now. So we'll be in touch with regards to the documentation. Also would like to have a look at it and see what I can learn from it, and also ask my questions at the side. So last but not least, to end off the show, tomorrow is Microsoft Build. Can you tell us what's the mood that side of the States? Can you tell us your expectation, what you're looking forward to? And anyone who's just wondering what MS Build, why are you going crazy about Microsoft Build? Can you maybe elaborate more on it and tell us your view of Build?
Sure. I mean, to be honest, this is kind of my first experience with Microsoft Build. And so I am going to be really experiencing it for the first time along with everyone else. So, for me, it is really a journey of exploration as well. It's an exciting time that I know everybody here is waiting for and just excited about. But yeah, truthfully, for me, I will be experiencing it for the first time, along with a lot of other folks. So um, I think, probably what I can say best is I'll look forward to telling you my thoughts on it after I've experienced it, because I don't really have a whole lot of experience to talk about with it. But it's exciting for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, next week Monday, hopefully we'll have a review of Microsoft Build, all the technology announced and everything. Maybe you can also join in and also share what you've learned, what you saw interesting. It's really gonna be very awesome, and the excitement is already here and it hasn't even started.
Yeah, no,
Hasn't
I would
even
love to.
started. Awesome. So there's no other further questions on my side and also in the chat. But honestly, on behalf of the Inspire SA team and myself, I've really learned more about the program, things that I've never even knew about. It's my third year now in the program, and I'm only finding out about certain things right now. So thank you for the insights, and I hope our viewers who have been watching have catch up something and are even more motivated to join the program, this awesome program, and it's one of a lifetime. You wouldn't want to miss out. I know there are various programs out there, but Microsoft is, as you said, the biggest company in the world. So
Yeah.
they would want to join it. They would want to join.
And
Any last words?
I'm gonna put my LinkedIn profile here in the chat. So
Okay.
please reach out to me if you would like. And we talked a lot about networking, so please add me to your network. I'd love to add you to mine. If you have any questions about the program or the application process, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to answer you. And yeah, if I don't know you yet, I look forward to hopefully getting to know you in the future, and hopefully in the program. I would love to see you apply and be accepted.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you again, Aaron, for coming. Your LinkedIn profile is there scrolling for our viewers to see and add you to their network as well. I hope you already accepted mine because I sent you early on. So yeah,
and that's another thing I will say is I get a lot of these, and I do sort through them because I get a lot from people that I have no connection to, and I'm like, I don't know why you're connecting with me, but but yes, I try to get through them. Usually once a week, I'll go through and try and accept them all. So if I don't accept right away, please don't be offended or worry. I will get to it. But yeah, and thank you for having me. I've enjoyed getting the chance to share my experiences with you. And yeah, I just wish you all the very best and great success in everything that you do.
awesome. Thank you, thank you. Since it's morning, doesn't mean enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, time
Enjoy
for
the
another cup
rest
of
of your
coffee
day.
for me.
Awesome. See you.
Okay, bye everyone.
And there you go, folks. That's a wrap of Interview Monday. And I've honestly learned a lot. I won't lie. Too much to process in. Tomorrow is Microsoft Build. You wouldn't want to miss out. You really, really wouldn't want to miss out. There's a whole lot of sessions. There's a whole lot of content out there to be explored. And there's only one thing that I have to say to you is that register, set your backpack, set your schedule, and be tuned in for the next 3 days of awesomeness. As for us here on Inspire SA, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to let your friends know about us, and we'll continue keeping on putting the awesome content and awesome content and helpful content on our channel. So whatever field you want, AI, Women in Tech Wednesday for fellow women out there, Power Thursdays, and Azure Internet Fridays. And we'll also keep on having more inspirational people to come through on the show to talk to us about their respective journey and career, like how we had Aaron just now on the show. So stay tuned and join us tomorrow for AI Tuesday as we'll be dealing with face recognition in console application. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and see you tomorrow.